Hello, hello everyone. How are you today? It's a beautiful summer day, another hot one. Hot fun in the city. Oh yeah. Yeah. So we've got another warm day. Not in the 90s and not in the 100s, luckily. The temperature instead is to get to the mid 80s, like 86, they were saying. And that will happen in probably another couple hours, if not already. I haven't checked since I watched the noon news. So here we are. We have a few minutes before the tour begins, like that 3 to 4 minutes, something like that. So, and we will get going. I was looking through the trivia books and things that I have, and decided to go with this one. I like how they have it sectioned off, so we're gonna give it a try. I wonder. Okay, this is gonna be changes to the band. Is what this one's called. So anyway, if um if you don't make it to see this tour live, you can always watch it later on Facebook or YouTube. I've posted both those links on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel too. So you can catch it later when it's more convenient, right? You never know. So we still have like 2 minutes before we can rock here. And just looking down here, I recently added another book to my collection of Beatles books. It's another children's book written by Paul McCartney. Actually, it's an older one that I didn't lay my hands on until recently. So that was a good thing, a very good thing to have that. So let's see, oh, one more minute, right? 60 seconds and counting. Let's get this party started. Yeah. It's the games begin. What a nice break in the afternoon, in the middle of the week, right? Way to get away from the craziness that life can become. So by midweek, it's that chance to build up, build up, and get ready to explode by the end of the week when Friday comes and everybody's so happy. Okay, it is 2 o'clock. Hey, hey, Bay Trippers. How's everybody doing today? Sharon, the Bay Lady here, with some Beatles trivia for you. Let's see. I have a book that yep, we're going to do this one, the Beatles trivia book. Now, I have several, but I like this one too. I don't think I've done it in a while either, because I like how it's divided into chapters with about a similar subject. Like the chapters are, I'll give you a couple examples: history and origins, key people, changes to the band, albums and record deals, songs, television and movies, and it goes on and on, really. So, we're going to do chapter 3, which is changes to the band. So they're all multiple choice. I've got the answers. Let's see, it should be right here at the end of the chapter. If I could, there we go. Okay, yeah, answers here. We've got 18 questions. And then it's followed up by, after the questions have been answered, do you know? And that explains some of the answers from the questions that we just did. So we'll do the whole thing. All right, chapter 3 of the Beatles trivia book, in case anybody's interested. Beatles trivia book. First question. Which of the following was a short-lived name of the band before establishing the name the Beatles? Okay, the question is, which of the following was a short-lived name of the band before they came up with the Beatles? Your choices are the Black Beatles, the Poison Beatles, the Up Beatles, and the Silver Beatles. Again, your choices, the Black Beatles, Poison Beatles, Up Beatles, or Silver Beatles. If you're out there, you may want to jot your answers down, A, B, C, D, whatever. So question number 1 would be D, the answer. So that way, when I read you the answers, you'll be able to check yourself. Okay. So for the first question, which was it? Black Beatles, Poison Beatles, Up Beatles, or Silver Beatles? The answer was D, the Silver Beatles. Question 2. At the encouragement of their manager, Brian Epstein, the Beatles traded the leather jackets from their Hamburg days for which kind of attire moving forward? Was it A, suits and ties, B, trench coats, C, jean jackets, or D, top hats? Again, encouraged by Brian Epstein, their manager, he converted them from wearing leather jackets to wearing what? A, shirts and ties, B, trench coats, C, jean jackets, or D, top hats. Hey Judy, how you doing? Any clue? Anyone? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. That would be for question 2, A, suits and ties. Suits and ties. Yeah, I remember they had those cute little matching, they really called some of them suits and ties, but they had those nice little uniforms sometimes, right? What year did the Beatles completely stop touring due to concerns about safety, exhaustion, and inadequate sound equipment? What year did they completely stop touring due to concerns about safety, exhaustion, and inadequate sound equipment? Was it A, 1969, B, 1968, C, 1967, or D, 1966? So 1969, 68, 67, or 66? which I, if I recall correctly, and God knows I got a 50-50 chance of that, if I recall correctly, it was after the concert that they had played at the Coliseum in Washington, D.C., that they stopped touring. And at the time, at that concert, I believe they were having issues with sound equipment. But I don't think it was the equipment. I don't think anything could have been heard over the screams of thousands of young girls. So, anywho, what was the correct answer? Well, let's see. 1966. So that was about right. 1966, they stopped touring. Oh my goodness. And then 4 years later, they've broken up. Sad. They were very short lived all around. Question number 4. As the Beatles evolved, their albums began to feature the use of orchestral strings, a trend that started with which hit song? So as they evolved, the Beatles albums began to feature the use of orchestral strings, a trend that started with which hit song? Okay, your choices are A Day in the Life, B, Yesterday, C, Eleanor Rigby, and D, I Am the Walrus. Again, your choices are A Day in the Life, B, Yesterday, C, Eleanor Rigby, and D, I Am the Walrus. So, what are your thoughts? Hey, Martin, how you doing? Hey, Karina, how's everybody? Hope you all are well. Anybody got the answer to this? Which song? Martin says Yesterday. Let's see. Any other guesses? Judy, Kashina? Oh, no. Okay. Martin says Yesterday, and he is correct. Yesterday it is, or was. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. That was question number 4. Question number 5 is a true or false. Paul McCartney covered on bass guitar after Sutcliffe left the band in 1961. Again, true or false? Paul McCartney covered on bass guitar after Stuart Sutcliffe left the band in 1961. I think that's right. I do. I think that's right. Because I think Paul was waiting to play the bass. Bass. The bass. That's a fish. The bass. So, yeah. Let's see what the answer is. Yeah, true. That was true. Oh, here's another good one. John Lennon started wearing his iconic round granny glasses in which year? John Lennon started wearing his iconic granny glasses in which year? And he really never stopped wearing them. He's got on, I guess he's got on round glasses there in that statue. Anyway, so what year did he start wearing them? Was it 1965, 1966, 1967, or 1968? 1965, 66, 67, or 68? Anybody know? 1968 says Martin. Oh, Tina, hey, she says 1967. Anybody else want to venture a guess? I want to say, I think I want to say 1967 because didn't the glasses, right? Wasn't it part of the psychedelic era? You know, all the bright clothing and guru jackets and all of those. Yeah, and let's find out. 1966 was the answer. 1966. Okay. Question 7. For which instrument did the Beatles have issues with recruiting and keeping a player in their early career? For what instrument did the Beatles have issues with recruiting and keeping a player in their early career? I'm going to say drums. The answers choices are vocals, the bass, guitar. I guess they need lead or rhythm guitar and drums. Those are your 4 answers: A, vocals; B, bass; C, guitar; and D, drums. I was guessing drums before I even knew what the other answers were because I was thinking about how Ringo joined the band after Pete Best left. Drums it is. D, drums. That is the answer. Question 8. Harrison's interest in meditation and Indian culture inspired him to take lessons and learn to play which Indian string instrument? Question 8. Harrison's interest in meditation and Indian culture inspired him to take lessons and learn to play which Indian string instrument? Your choices are sitar, violin, sarod. I don't know what that is. It's spelled Sarod, and tambura. Sitar, violin, sarod, or tambura. Which? Yeah, Judy. Yeah, Tina. Oh, yeah, y'all beat me to it while I was trying to pronounce that word. I say sitar too. And yes, that is correct. A, sitar. Okay, 9, question 9. The iconic mop top was a staple of the Beatles' image when they first gained worldwide stardom. What facial hair addition appeared on all 4 Beatles on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? Let me read it again. The iconic mop top hair was a staple of the Beatles' image when they first gained worldwide stardom. What facial hair appeared on all 4 Beatles on the cover of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? Was it A, beard; B, mustache; C, goatee; or D, mutton chops? A, beard; B, mustache; C, goatee; and D, mutton chops. Which was it? I say, my guess. Gee, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the Sgt. Pepper cover. They all had beards and mustaches at one time or another. I don't know if together or not. I want to say mustache. So now we got all different answers, right? We got mutton chops, beard. Okay, I say mustache. Anybody else want to hop in there? Anybody want to go for the goatee? I don't think any of them ever had a goatee. All right, let's look at the answer, shall we? Mustache, a B. Mustache. They all had mustaches on the Sergeant Pepper cover. Okay. Question number 10. It's another true or false. The Beatles incorporated Hindu inspired spirituality and non Western instruments into their music. True or false? The Beatles incorporated Hindu inspired spiritual and spirituality and non-Western instruments into their music. I guess the spirituality must be the word. I don't know. Was that true or false? Hmm. I don't know. The Beatles incorporated Hindu inspired spirituality and non Western instruments into their music. True or false? True, true. Everybody says true. And true it is. I did not know that. I was clueless. Okay, true. Number 11. What is the name of the multimedia corporation founded by the Beatles that served as a creative and business venture for the group? Again, what is the name of the multimedia corporation founded by the Beatles that served as a creative and business venture for the group? The choice of answers are A, Apple Corp, B, Brother Beatles Corp, C, Give Peace Corp, and D, Honey Tea Corp. Let me read those answers again. Apple Corp, Brother Beatles Corp, Give Peace Corp, or Honey Tea Corp. Really? Yeah, I think it had something to do with Apple, right? Like a big green one. Let us see for ourselves. Number 11. Yeah, the answer was A, Apple Core. Here's another true and false. The Beatles grew out their mop tops for shaggy locks in the late 1960s. The Beatles grew out their mop tops for shady locks in the late 1960s. I believe that would be affirmative. I'm going to have to say true to that one. Let's see. Jesus. Okay. True to that one. False, says Martin. Let's see. Number 12. True. Judy said true. Yeah, true, because by the late 60s, now they're past Sergeant Pepper, and they're all hair. John had hair down here, was trying to catch up with Yoko, right? She had hair down to her butt. Okay, next, question 13. In which year did the Beatles' beloved manager, Brian Epstein, pass away, signifying what most consider the beginning of the end for the band? In what year did the Beatles' beloved manager, Brian Epstein, pass away, signifying what most consider the beginning of the end for the band? Your choices are A, 1966, B, 1967, C, 1968, and D, 1969. So 66, 67, 68, or 69. I don't really remember that one. You thought it was earlier? Well, See, that's what I don't remember. I mean, he was in there. He was their manager long enough for him to have become a beloved manager, but I don't think he made it as far as the psychedelic years, did he? I don't know. I really don't know. Shall we find out? I think it's true. So A is 1966. Let's see. B. It was B. The answer is 1967. That was when they started getting what that was like Magical Mystery Tour, Sergeant Pepper in 67. Question 14. True or false? George wrote songs for the Beatles as he became a more avid songwriter in the mid to late 1960s. George wrote songs for the Beatles as he became a more avid songwriter in the mid to late 1960s. True or false? What do you think? I think I think it's probably true. Yeah, I think it's probably true too. Anybody else want to venture a try? Judy says it's true. All right, let's see. 14. True. You got it. True. 15. Another true or false. Is this the last one? No. 15. The Beatles wrote mature music from the beginning, full of philosophical meaning and transcendent themes. The Beatles wrote mature music, liculism, from the beginning, full of philosophical meaning and transcendent themes. I had to say false. I had to say false. Right? Yeah, Martin says false too. Yeah, because in the beginning they hadn't gotten to all of that yet. Right? Everybody agree? Let's see, 15. Yeah, false is the answer. Good job. Everybody got it. Yep, that was false. Okay, next question 16. After much dispute and circulation of rumors, in which year did the media announce that the Beatles officially split? Although it wouldn't be legal for another few years. So, after much dispute and the circulation of rumors, in which year did the media announce the Beatles officially split? Although it wouldn't be legal for another few years. I want to say 1970. That was the year that they did the rooftop concert and Let It Be came out as a result of that. I think that was 1970. Y'all think? Hmm. Yes, 1970. Number 16. 1970. Okay, two more questions. Oh, you got it, Martin. Two more questions. Okay, 17. While there were several things that contributed to the end of the Beatles, who is often blamed as the person who caused the split, although it is far more complicated and the accusation has repeatedly been denied? What are several things that contributed to the end of the Beatles? No, while there were several things that contributed to the end of the Beatles, who is often blamed as the person who caused the split, even though he denies it? Was it George Martin, Yoko Ono, Linda McCartney, or Michael Jackson? George Martin, Yoko Ono, Linda McCartney, or Michael Jackson? What y'all think? Yoko Ono, I think so too. Yeah, I do believe. Let's see. Yeah. Number 17, B, Yoko Ono. And last question, 18, true or false? Although the Beatles were rooted in skiffle and rock and roll, they evolved their music over time and even indirectly pioneered several genres of music. True or false? Although the Beatles were rooted in skiffle and in rock and roll, they evolved their music over time and even indirectly pioneered several genres of music. True. Everybody says true. And the answer is true. Boy, we're pretty good. That's what I love about this because nobody knows all the answers. And I think that you learn something new every time you do this because, nobody knows all the answers. So you come away knowing more after each time. I'm going to read this last couple of pages. Did you know about some of the facts that gives a little bit more substance to the answers to the questions that we just did. So, okay. On the eve of their first Hamburg stint in 1960, the Beatles recruited Pete Best, and he became part of the original lineup of five, along with John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Stuart Sutcliffe, and Pete Best. This changed soon after Stuart Sutcliffe left the band in 1961 to resume art studies in Germany. And Pete Best was replaced by Ringo Starr in 1962 when the band first recorded for George Martin at Abbey Road Studios. Although Pete Best had come before him, Ringo Starr became the fourth Beatle. The genre, style, and themes of the music of the Beatles continuously transformed with each new release. Their initial sound was rooted in the skiffle style, a type of folk music with jazz and blues flavors, in their incarnation as the Quarrymen. This quickly evolved into 1950s rock and roll and expanded to include pop in the 1960s. The lyrics of their formative years were full of themes of love and girls. But as they evolved as a band, so did their songwriting. Throughout the 1960s, the Beatles explored new musical territories and expanded the boundaries of rock and roll with influences of folk, country, psychedelia, classic, pop, and Indian music. Their lyrics adapted more mature themes such as philosophy, transcendence, self-awareness, and relationships. It was during this era of their music that they became leaders of peace activism, equality, and the anti-war movement. Into the late 1960s, the band started to splinter due to friction between the members. Many historians consider the untimely death of Brian Epstein in 1967 to be the turning point for the Beatles, since he often resolved their disputes and served as a strong leader. Harrison was growing as a songwriter, but was met with rejection from Lennon and McCartney, which resulted in his alienation from the group. John Lennon privately informed his bandmates that he was leaving in 1969, but it was kept from the media at the time due to the forthcoming album. In 1970, McCartney publicly announced his departure from the Beatles and moved to dissolve their contractual partnership. Each Beatle went on to continue recording solo music that met with success. Ta-da! Very cool. Okay, next time for this book will be chapter 4. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this little midday break. And you know what? I've scheduled another one for tomorrow. My Minute Mysteries, same time, same station, different links. I'll publish them later. But, if you have time, why can I only see my chat comments? Are other people? Huh. Tina, I don't know. Other people are on here. Not many, but like Martin. Well, Martin and Judy are here, and they've been putting in their comments, guessing the answers. I wonder why. Oh, you know what, Tina? I see a difference. I don't. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there you go. Martin just said it because you're on YouTube. You're on YouTube and they're on Facebook. So I guess, okay, so you guys are on Facebook, so you could see each other. And then if somebody else was on YouTube, then Tina and that person would see each other. Is that how it works? I get to see everybody because I have the program that brought them together, the platform rather. Is that right? Is that how it works? Yeah, Tina, it's on Facebook at the same time. Yes. All of my tours run simultaneously. I can feed them to Facebook and to YouTube at the same time, which is, good because you can't get on one, you can get on the other. Okay, so Tina, that's how it works then. Martin and Judy can see each other because they're accessing it through Facebook. And you're on YouTube. If there was somebody else on YouTube, they could access. You would see them as well. So I did not know that. Huh? This is as close a platform as I could get to Hego. So where is it on Facebook? There's a link that I published on my Facebook page. It's on Facebook Live. You can find it under events. It's there. But if okay, my Facebook page is the Bay Lady. If you like search on Facebook the Bay Lady, you should get me, and that's where I put the links for for all the tours and stuff. It's like my home base or something. I mean, I put them there too for YouTube. I'll post on there as well. But oh, Tina, good, you found it. There you go. Yeah, Tina, try try that one instead. As I said, I just last week learned how to post the actual tour links. I had been posting my page and kind of say, okay, well, here's my page. Oh, there you are. Okay, so is everything better? I did not know there was a difference between the two. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind. Actually, maybe I should. I always give YouTube priority over Facebook because I figure that YouTube has a lot more um, people on it, maybe then, there you go. Oh my God. That's so funny. Technology, man. You just gotta love it, don't you? Cool. Now, see, you're right. See, Tina, that's what I was just saying, and that was actually my example. The guide calendar, I put YouTube on there because most of the guides are on YouTube, right? So maybe I should I can only put one. And maybe I should, but I can put Facebook. Maybe I'll next for the next ones, the new ones I post and put on the guide calendar. I'll put Facebook on there. Maybe that'll make a difference too, because Tina, if you were having trouble on YouTube, who else is having trouble on YouTube, right? And see, I'm not on that end, so I only know what you guys tell me. So I'm glad you told me so I can understand a bit better what's going on. So, okay, well, I am going to run now. It is very hot today, and the sun was shining really strong a minute ago, right before I was going to say I'm going swimming. We'll see. Would be better to have us together for trivia so we can see each other's answers. You're right. This is true. See, because I didn't know that it was separate, that um, Facebook couldn't see YouTube and YouTube couldn't see Facebook. I'm clueless. Okay, well, since you guys are the ones that are showing up in here. Y'all want Facebook? Next one's from now on. I'll post the link on Facebook. But there's a bunch of them though that are already posted that are going to have YouTube. So I suggest go to my Facebook page, and as I said, I'll usually post the links the day before or the day of, depends. But anyway, okay. Facebook, it is, works for me. I always like Facebook better anyway. For me, I have so many followers on Facebook because I've been on it for years. And funny, on YouTube, I've had a YouTube account since 2015, and I've never posted anything on it. And when Hago crashed and all the guides were, trying to figure out where to go next, and they were like, "Oh, YouTube, you have to have 1,000 followers," and I had like 39, and that was after begging. So anyway, enough of my woes. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you can make it back tomorrow, look for the Facebook link. I'll make sure I post it. If you like minute mysteries, they're pretty cool too. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Thank you.